My name is Robyn Hasan-Simpson. I am the Executive Director with Women on the Rise. We are women of color who are impacted by the justice system. I definitely feel like my experiences shaped me into my relationships. I've always gotten into relationships where the men were older. And I think it's because in my mind, I felt like they could protect me more. He was 8 years older than I was. I was only 23 years old. I used to see him be like aggressive to other people. And so it made me feel like, oh, he'll stand up for me. The first time he actually hit me, I remembered I said something back to him. Like I finally stood up for myself instead of just sitting there and just taking it. When he hit me, it was like shock, I guess. Like, I can't believe you did that. And I think now, like, I don't know why you couldn't believe that, Robyn. Like, that's the next, like, all the verbal, like, why couldn't you believe he would do this? A lot of us have experienced the same thing that we're trying to change. And knowing that if this law would have been in place, a lot of women that I actually met in prison would not have been there. We feel like you can't protect yourselves and that people don't understand unless they've been through it, what women actually have to endure, that it's not as easy to just walk away. But of course it was oh, I'm so sorry. I got the flowers. I used to get the teddy bears, and I was the typical, he's sorry because he bought me flowers. He told me he was sorry it wouldn't happen again. And then it got to the point where it came, well, I shouldn't have said this, or I pushed it too far. The abuse stopped until after I had Nadia. And it started up 3 weeks after I had her because I had a C-section. And he wanted to be sexual. And of course, the doctor said, you have to wait until this amount of time. And he didn't want to wait. And so that's when it went from verbal abuse, physical abuse to sexual abuse. I just really want people to understand that when women are in that situation, we pretty much know that we're going to die. We have a natural instinct that everybody on this planet has, and that's self-preservation. I've called the police many times off of that threat of he's going to kill me. I believed him one time when Nadia was, still newborn, that he had said it and he had choked me. And I called the police, but I got away from him. And the police said one of us had to leave the house. And unfortunately, it was me. And I'm like, I'm breastfeeding, I have a newborn, and I had nowhere to go. I was a stay-at-home mom. I didn't have any money to get a hotel. So I jumped into the car and I took her with me and I went to a parking lot, and that's where we slept. There were times that he went to jail. His mom would always bail him out. He had a dad that was a preacher, and they knew that. They would come and they would bail him out. And there was times when the police actually knew his dad, and they would talk him into calm down or whatever, and they wouldn't take him to jail. The remarkable thing one time is that the police had told me if I didn't stop calling so much, that I would go to jail the next time. He kept his word. I called again with a black eye. I went to jail. We work with women that are at Atlanta City Detention Center and Fulton County Jail with reentry. When you get on the other side, it's such a wonderful feeling that you forget that you're feeling normal, you're feeling human again, because you don't feel all of that when you're going through it. I don't think the law had it open enough to really talk about the circumstances around why people do what they do. That's why I'm really big on, let's look at why. Let's treat the root cause instead of, you did a crime, you need to be punished. You're doing nothing but further traumatizing us by criminalizing us for, what we've been through and the choices that you think we should have made. A lot of times that you put people in prison, criminalizing people for what they've done, you're doing nothing but furthering the abuse. I feel like a lot of times, I'm in prison and the things we went through mentally, mental abuse to me is worse than the physical. A lot of times I would be like, why don't you just hit me instead of just saying these things to me? Because you say the words get in here and they don't leave you. And that's what prison is, that the way they talk to you, the way they demean you, it's like I was used to it. And so when it's happening and then a situation happens and we survive it, then to get punished for it, I've survived him, but now I got to survive the system. we need to look at how to help women who have been through what they've been through, and by the state further criminalizing them for their own abuse is just not the answer. And then when you do get out and you do come home, you still have that. Like, and it's not like you're in there and they're fixing things or they're helping you become better. They're making it worse. I feel like when having a membership or working here with these ladies, not feeling alone is it's such like an empowering feeling, because you do have that isolation when you're in that abusive relationship. You have that isolation when you're incarcerated, and you feel at that time, nobody gets it. Nobody understands what I'm going through. Your family members, which I have a very close family, but I knew they didn't get it. Even after all this time, that sometimes I'm still in fear, that I don't know where he is, or like the girls don't let me answer the door. Like, y'all never see me answer the door. They don't let me answer the door, and it's like, why do I still have to be in fear? But I still am, because I don't know, where he is, what he's doing. I can tell, my close friends now, I can tell anybody in the organization, my members, anybody, I can tell them, like, this is what I'm going through, this is what I'm dealing with, and I get the love and the support that I need. And then all of them, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But having this kind of fellowship with women that have, endured this, it just gives you like, okay, I have the power to fight back.